We're back again. Let me make sure the chat bot's still attached. I did try, eHondas, I did try turning it off and back on again, and that did fix it. OBS, Streamlabs OBS decided it would just lock up everything. Look, I got my fishy in the background again. That's the other tank. There we go. Okay, let me make sure question bot is still working, and then we can be going. Question test. Okay, that's still hooked up. I didn't know if having one thing crash would drop the connection to the other. So anyways, you guys want to introduce yourself while I get logged in here?
Sure. I'll go first. My name is Keith Quinn. I go by Sannio on the forums. And I am a quest designer, level designer, play your own town, implementer, and other things for Shroud the Avatar. And my most recent notable addition is the new Obsidian Panopticon scene that went in live yesterday. Pass the baton now.
All right. Hi, I'm Rick Elgarion Hart, community manager, and I also do a lot of stuff for decoration, the store, crafting, and loot.
A lot of good loot changes lately.
Thank you, man.
Lots of good loot changes. So the loot changes, we can talk about that a little bit. I think people saw there were a lot of pretty dramatic loot changes that went on. This is, I've actually been pointing and laughing a little bit at Elgarion for kind of seeing some of the stuff I've gone through as I've tried to balance things. I think the difference, though, is he's getting a lot of, there's been some grief towards his changes. The difference, of course, is when I'm doing it, I'm fixing my balance problems. When he's doing it, he's fixing my balance problems. So, but as long as you guys still hate on him, because he's the one making the change, right? Trying to fix the problems from the past. That's all right. I got their attention again by fixing several big issues today. Again, that's again as we continue to work forward, at least through the next couple of releases, we're still continuing to focus on balance for the game. Balance and trying to bring down our bug counts for critical bugs and try and polish up some of the most hideous UI elements, which Devil Cult is out there somewhere. I'm not even sure if he's in chat, but he's been doing a great job. He got some important stuff in there, and just great having another proactive programmer on the team. He is here, who is, when he sees something broke, he fixes it. So that's been great. One of the balance things here, here's the one that you guys can hate me for. Now I'm trying to think all the things I've done that will make you hate me for this release. But I've been going and trying to get rid of, do something that you guys really, really want, which is get rid of attenuation for real. So attenuation, there is no attenuation. I know that's one of those things that only matters to, the top 5% or 10% of the people out there, but it is a really frustrating thing that makes it feel like, why am I, I don't want to play for 30 minutes or whatever. And the real problem with that is there's just some areas that are really unbalanced, and I've been trying to dig through some of those. I made a good pass before this release and going and balancing some stuff and improving some stuff, and then just went and looked one more time to see where people are still, just way out of line in terms of experience they're earning, and effort versus risk versus reward. And two of them actually had something to do with each other. One was in the Ghost and Spindleskog, and I've got a bunch of different people who test this for me, and they're telling me, here's the places that are horrible. But I see it in my charts too, and seeing in Spindleskog, even after my last changes, people were able to reach attenuation in, I think 39 minutes was the fastest I saw. But going and looking into it and finding, really it's Ghost and Spindleskog, and then there's another area in Gloom with Ghost Corpions. I see a common element there. So actually digging into it some more, trying to understand why Ghost, and I was looking at what skills people were using, which is to kill the ghost, and I was like, man, they got to be down there just like blowing them up with life magic or something. But it actually was, people are just using earth magic, fire magic on them as the fastest way to kill them, which ghosts are supposed to get more resistance to get higher level, except life magic and sun magic. And actually looking at the numbers for them, they were actually the opposite of that. They were actually getting less resistant to sun magic and life magic, or they got, let's see, their resistance to life and sun went down as they got higher level, or went up, so they were harder to kill with life magic, which maybe that makes sense. But their fire, earth, every other type of magic went down, so they were easier to kill. Higher level ghosts are actually more affected by fire, earth, everything but life and sun. So that has been fixed, and that was also, there were a couple issues with the Ghost Scorpion as well, but really they both had the same common problem that we're trying to find those places and fix them somehow or another to make them a little more interesting. One of which is they're both really slow moving creatures. You can't see my fingers here, so I'm counting off. But they're both really slow moving creatures that have no ranged attack. And they basically just sit there and slowly move around while you destroy them with almost zero risk. So I did make some changes to ghosts before this release, one of which was to make them so as they get closer to death, they get a little faster, and to give them a few ranged attacks. I just fixed a couple bugs on those that should be in the patch notes. But yeah, the Ghost Scorpion was even worse. Scorpions in general, they had no ranged attack, and they were just always slow. And their attacks didn't scale, so their poison, when they hit you with their poison attack, their stinger attack or whatever, it was always doing 2 to 5 damage per tick, which sounds great if you're like a level, 20 guy who just starting off in the game. That's dangerous. That really is going to do some damage. But if you got 1,000 hit points and you're taking 2 damage from a level 200 Scorpion, that's not so good. Where did you want me to go play this release? This is actually me testing the build. I just realized I published the build without actually physically without actually testing it, which was not a good thing. But it seems to be good. Did you have a scene you wanted me to go play in?
Maybe some more Panopticon or something.
I thought you had a city I was going to see. We'll go to the Panopticon. This was just me tuning up some stuff in the Rise.
If instead of going straight to the Panopticon, can you go to Surrender and show players where to access it from the content?
I could if I knew where, or how to spell Surrender.
Give you a guide, help point you in the right direction.
Is it Surrender? Man, I always load level.
MISTRENDUR.
Render. I misspelled it. Dang.
You are.
You are? I thought I got it right the first time. Oh, no, I misspelled it the first time. Okay, I got it. Oh, good. Someone's at the door. Do they not know there's a pandemic out there? There we go. Nope. Standing out there waiting. He's going to get ignored. I have some red text. Mojito? Hush. You want it in this room? Come in this room if you want.
I'm sure most of you know this already, but Mr. Endure is the name of our episode 2 open world map. We have Novia, we have Vale, now we have Miss Brenda. It's been around for months and months, but we're still adding new scenes. This overworld has three large islands, and the easternmost island is like an all snow and ice island, and that's where we're going to find the entrance to the new scene.
Oh, where am I going?
You want to go east, all the way east.
East.
Right now, you're in the center island. You want to go to the eastern island. Yeah, go on the other side of the sea.
One, yeah.
Slighthog, I think we call this island.
Right there?
Yeah, keep going. A little bit further. Right there, down there. There's the canyon.
All right.
So it's a little mini representation. One player pointed out that there was no collision on the rocks, and that's intentional. I didn't want anyone to get stuck on those rocks trying to get into the scene. It's kind of like how we don't have collision on trees and...
Do you guys remember what the bypass...
It's for getting around, not for like...
You remember what the bypass episode 2 access is?
I don't know. Aren't you the one who put that in? I don't know.
What's the GM command for it? By episode 2. There's actually, I will mention that there's a bug. I found out that there were some players who had found a way through very clearly and obviously they knew they had to be exploiting, but they were gaining access to episode 2 scenes without purchasing episode 2, and I put in a check for that. Oh, hype train's incoming. But apparently I introduced a bug with that wasn't caught, which is it works, but if you log out, even if you have episode 2 access, if you log out in an episode 2 scene, you can be in Mistrender, just not actually inside a scene. But if you log back in and you're inside a episode 2 scene, even if you have episode 2 access, it kicks you out to another zone. I think it's kicking you to one of the outskirts. I will get a patch out for that this weekend to fix that. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's just costing you guys a little bit of effort and a little bit of, hey, thank you very much, Thori Karma, getting us over that first ledge really quick there. Anyway, so that's if you're...
chat, Chris, Rick put the command.
Oh, all right. There we go.
So don't forget, this is the eastern island of Strender, of the episode 2 overworld. Just go all the way east. It's sort of in the center as far as like north to south.
You want north entrance?
There's really not much around it. Easy to find, I think.
North or south? I'm going north. You didn't speak up quick enough.
Oh, okay. North. Yeah. I think. Oh, no, it might be south. Either one's fine. You can go either one.
All right, well, it's already loading there. Also, for those who are working on the hype train there, for each level completed on the hype train, we'll do an extra round of prizes at the end. So you get to be somebody's hero out there if you help get us over a level on the hype train. So Thori Kamara was already doing his more than his fair part. Again, doing more than his fair part. Thank you very much. Looks like we already got 2 levels of hype train there.
All right, so right here we have this guy, the middleman. He's a quest giver. He doesn't have a quest right now. I've actually been still working on it. I was talking to Chris before. It looks like we're going to probably slip it in a patch instead of waiting until next release. He'll just have like a simple package delivery quest, as some players guessed would happen. Package delivery as in you got to bring packages to prisoners in the cell, in the lowest level, the lowest ring of the Panopticon. And then as you go throughout the Panopticon, obviously it's a snow and ice scene. You're in this canyon that you go through. The short of it is in the center, there's a prison. These obsidian eye elves will fight you a little step away. This is where they put prisoners that they don't want to kill too set. They will want to torture them probably for a long time. And a few wily and skilled players can get up and out of the canyon. There's no convenient way to get up there. You have to work it. There's no ramp or ladder or anything. You have to find your own way up. But if you do get up and over to the outskirts, there are some wolves and bears and ice elementals that you can find, and some higher tier resources as well. So players who are clever and have some exploring skills, they can get some reward for their explorations. We see the spider here. Throughout our game, the elves have spider companions, similar to how our barbarians often have wolf or bear companions, or even wyvern companions. Polar and Lupine stories, Akandas points out, yeah, those are the bears and the wolves that you will find up top. And we don't really have them in many places. So at ground level here, it's a tier 12 scene. As you get further up in the Panopticon prison, there will be tier, I get this wrong, 15 obsidian eye elves. And there is also a one-off watch commander who will be a tier 16 elf. You can spawn in any one of several spots. He doesn't spawn all the time, but by the way, you need keys to access areas in the Panopticon to either use the elevator or to open the prison cells. And the keys break pretty often, but the watch commander's key breaks less often. So if you find that watch commander, he's got at least a little benefit right there. And I think probably persuade Rick to put in some special loot on that guy if he hasn't already.
Yeah, I'm planning on most of the imbued gem imbued gems will be coming from salvaged artifacts, and those artifacts will give an imbued gem that gives a buff similar that you can apply to your socket of your item, similar to the buffs that were on the artifact. But there will be 9 basic crafted imbued gems, and it's going to mirror the current gems, the schools of magic, just higher attunement. And I was going to put those recipes, a good handful of them there in Panopticon, and then other episode 2 scenes as well.
Chris, can you look up so we can see? That's the basic Panopticon I'm looking at right now. And if you look up, you'll see the multiple rings. So the Panopticon itself is actually hanging. It's not a tower. If you look close, it's hanging from the canyon walls by chains. The top ring is hanging attached to the wall. The middle ring is hanging from the upper ring, and then the lowest ring is hanging from the middle ring. So you do need the elevator to get up. But once again, back to those wily explorer players, if they can sort of bounce up the wall and find some way down the chains that hold it up, it's possible. You got to be careful about some of the spikes on some of the architecture, because normally we don't put damage triggers on them, but there's damage volumes on them. So if you just sort of like hang out on the spikes and start taking a little bit of damage, nothing really that's too tough. But of course, if you're in a fight, it could be the thing that makes or breaks you sometimes.
We got a... Oh, I know what it is. There's an exception, it looks like, on this build. I'm going to have to get a fix out for that early tomorrow morning, it sounds like. Because it looks like there's, at least for something, there's... it's getting applied. It's doing division by 0 every frame. Which means everybody's frame rate's going to be not so good after a while. Yeah.
Several players have been playing this scene in QA, and I made some quick fixes a few times. There was in the scene, sometimes you can get lock picks for the scene from prisoners or some piles of refuse, but they weren't working at first. I think they should be working now. I think they should be working here. There's a couple of crafting tables in here. Renoli says, I searched all the scene and could not find Sannio's finger. I don't know where that came from. It sounds pretty funny, but yes, there is no Sannio's finger in there. That's pretty funny, though. Someone had made some comments about some of the inside of this guard base, like where they sleep. I don't know that anyone would want to sleep here, but I guess they should. So I added some beds in here, some weapon racks, some basic guard post accessories. The heart of this is the Panopticon, which is the square structure on the bottom of the 3 rings. But there's also a few things that we have on the side of the canyon. There's a couple of ramps and platform areas where you can go fight some zombies up there. And like I said, if you can make your way up top, there's the bears, there's zombies, bears, wolves, and ice elementals. Ice elementals should be pretty tough. The zombies, of course, are prisoners who tried to escape, never made it. Chris, I did something that to avoid something that irritates, I think, you and me, which is if you go walk on the base of the elevator, there's like a pit in one of the elevator bases.
There's a pit in one of the elevator bases? Okay.
Yeah. So walk in the center of that structure.
Trying not to die.
Yeah, so jump down on the ground level. And you keep going in. So you see, walk in that pit, and then walk out. There's a little perk for this.
Why was I trying to walk out?
Yeah, I guess I need to adjust that one.
Yeah.
So I have like little...
Hey! So walk out one side. Well, you got... Oh, okay.
So I think I may have unfixed something, making it over myself.
Looks like a few people have been
That,
here
that goes
already.
to show, don't show off something that you think you fixed when it's actually not fixed. Whoops.
I put away my weapon here for a minute so I can heal up. So it looks like people have already been in here and playing. I know I've been seeing a lot of streamers in here. I think I saw Cosworth and some others in here giving us some good playtime.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It should be a pretty tough scene for most people, even if you don't go up on the outer edge with the tough guys. But hopefully people will get real into it. We'll probably make little adjustments here and there to make it a little more exciting or a little bit more refined. We'll find little things here and there, like there's a lamppost that's raised like a couple pixels out of the ground, that kind of stuff will be fixed. The subtle little things, like there are corpses in the scene, just sort of scattered around here and there. And they're actually randomized, so each time you come in the scene, the corpse is a little different. It could be a kobold in that spot one time, it could be an elf the next time, it could be a human guard, the time after that. So there's some secret variety that gets worked in there.
If I seem distracted here, well, one, you guys are doing great on the hype train there. It looks like 4 levels completed. I saw Thori, Kamara, and a bunch of other guys were piling on there.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I'll name all the people here and thank everybody at the end, but you guys saw who you should be thanking there. I think Mandalar is putting out some big coinage. But if I seem distracted here, it's because I realized this error that's in there. Actually, it looks like it's gone. My guess is it's being caused by the spiders, which means that scenes with spiders in them are probably going to have some extra lag until I get a patch out for you in the morning. I will get that build going tonight. Super sorry if that does end up impacting you guys, but if you saw I was hitching more than I probably should have. Not that the game is hitch-free or anything, but I was noticing it on my machine, so I normally don't notice it that much. At least not after a short amount of play. But anyways, I'll get a fix out for that first thing in the morning. That also should have the fix. I think that has the fix for the exploding barrel bug that's in this scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, it would be every scene.
Yeah.
Exploding barrels, if you break them, and then they explode and then they're just broken on the ground. If you walk away and then come back, or you're at a certain distance and turn away and turn back, you'll see the explosion again. It doesn't actually break again, but the visual effects will pop again, and that shouldn't happen. Obviously, it should just happen the one time when it gets broken. So that's what Chris is talking about. That should get fixed.
I'm doing it on stream right here, and also while I'm doing this on stream, I feel and hear Star both elbowing me and saying to stop showing off bugs on the stream.
And also Travis was Rostov. He was making new visual effects. He wasn't super happy. When we started talking about the problem with the barrels, he decided to make new effects for it. So I haven't seen the effects yet, but you'll probably see it soon.
All right. Okay. Well, the exception stops. At least I can stop worrying about that. So this scene is live. In case people didn't know, there's already been a lot of people in here. As you mentioned, we will probably get some new loot. We will definitely get some new loot for this scene. This release, Elgarion was super busy doing a ton with a huge lift on trying to polish up and improve a ton of things with crafting and basically bring some balance to a system that was fairly chaotic. So great work on that, but that's why there wasn't stuff to go live with this release. Is only so much a person can do it in a release, and maybe he can get some new loot for the Rise too, huh?
Yeah. Early next week, I'll hopefully get for both of those. Some new goodies.
And the Rise is one I would go show, but it's not a show thing. It's really more of there's a number of puzzles in there, and I saw some people playing through and figuring out. I know they'd figured out they'd managed to open at least 2 of the doors. I don't know if they got all 4 of them. Maybe somebody out there knows. But there actually are, if you did it yesterday when the first release came out, since then the buffs for those have been turned on. So there's actually some buffs in there. And I was trying something new with some buffs, which is being very careful about balance to make sure they were in line with other stuff that we had out there. But they have a This is something new I was trying, and this may find its way to other buffs that we do, some of these longer duration buffs, but it basically has a 7-day buff aspect to it. There's 3 parts to each buff. I think one actually has 4, but there's a 7-day part to it that's kind of the, here's the thing you really want, key part, and then there's a 36-hour part to it, which is kind of, I was thinking that's a 2-day buff. And then there was I think it's a 2-hour buff. It's either 2-hour or 4-hour buff. Basically, if you come here every day and you want to start off your adventure, you come by here, you get like all 3 parts of the buff, and it's really, it's got some extra stuff to it. But even if you just go once a week, you've got an extended thing. I see that old or odd French guy said we found 3. What the heck is the 4th? They got at least the 3 buffs. Okay, well, if you guys already got the 3 buffs, now I got to go back and figure out how to make it tougher. For those who've seen that area, it is a fairly limited area. Some of the decos just went in this patch, but it is, again, there's some interest in there, and again, there's reasons to go there. It's just an expansion off of the Rise. And also, did you guys by chance find the massive floating field area with just the floating platforms? Because that's actually the part that I was hoping to get live this release, but I ended up pulling it, just too many bugs, too many network issues, too many everything's going on. But I think I did leave a teleporter in that took you to that, so maybe you guys found that already. But that's where the expansion will be happening on those. But well, since there's some people who got the buff I actually hadn't even checked, I realized we don't have a metric that logs when someone gets an area of effect buff when they go to use a shrine or something like that. If you cast it, we log that, but we don't do it when you use some type of shrine, so we don't have a metric to log that. So, but anyways, worth checking out if you've been to the Rise before, want to go back to the Rise. Let me go grab some questions for you guys now that we've got a pile of them showing up. Let's see. Hold on. There you go. I'm trying to think of all the other stuff we got for this release. Of course, we've got release notes, but there were a ton of things, some UI improvements, a few pot performance improvements for being able to actually hide stuff inside houses in a more efficient way. My own testing for that showed that it helped, but it only helps if you are GPU bound. If you're CPU bound, it doesn't really help that much. But again, tons of loot. Do you want to give? I know there's some people who are panicking over some changes to some items, Elgarion. Do you want to give the explanation for why it's not quite as bad as they think it might be?
So, I mean, it might be on a case-by-case basis. That's just in general for the broad stroke artifact balance.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we've got all these different subsystems where people can get buffs, and then of course we have the main skill trees, and so it's really hard to balance the skill trees, against each other if make them all viable. If we're trying to balance around aberrant OP artifacts or crazy foods or, weird potions or anything like that. So foods have already been knocked out and artifact balancing has begun. Try to normalize some of those aberrant numbers out there so that way, if Sun Magic seems weak at one point, we will know that, there's a crazy Sun Magic artifact out there, like being able to dual wield 2 Onks of Walla to get 140 attunement. So, it's kind of hard to take that into account when you have those aberrations all over the place. Hi there.
I see Belladonna Rose mentioned the fireplace. We were actually just discussing the fireplace bug in our own chat, and we have a fix for that coming up too. Hopefully that'll be in the next one.
So, I think, it's going to be some really broad stroke, big Band-Aid stuff. There'll be a new normal, but you may seem like, power's been lost, but then power will be gained also through, the new components coming out for when you salvage artifacts and stuff. My chair just popped and all of a sudden leaned back really far. But in any case, Yeah, but without, like a specific one. Uncle Walla was the one that probably was the most significant in Ankh of Sacrifice, because you can no longer dual wield them, and they went down to normal. They basically switched from kind of like a weapon category to a offhand category, the held item, and that means left hand only. And then I normalized their stats similar to what the stats are for the other offhands, and all the offhands got a little bit of a treatment as well. Because so if basically when we're bringing artifacts down a little bit, and we bring crafted gear up a bit, and then of course with the upcoming imbued gems, they're going to kind of meet and I'm happy medium there. And you may have new best in slots, you may not. It'll just depend.
I have two things to mention here. One is I just got hit by Torpid Torment again. So that was something, this came up as both a player and also internally people had talked about, like, we need to have more things that stuff does to make it so, really you have to pay attention. There's just some builds where you really didn't even have to pay attention and you could do pretty well. So we're trying to get those under control a little bit more. But Torpid Torment was one of the ones that was mentioned that should be added. I think it does work. I think it is a good one that is easy to counter. It does cause a little more pain to people who have Shield of Air. But I think it was causing a little too much pain. I actually adjusted some stuff on Shield of Air again to reduce how much it costs to recast it. The other thing is the casters were basically casting it too much. So as you saw, I got hit there when the mage arrived. So it's still in their arsenal of things they can cast, but they will not cast it more than once every 2 minutes. So they will usually they'll open with a Torpid Torment, but just know out there all the people who rely on Shield of Air or that are getting really annoyed by the Torpid Torment, going forward they will be casting it much less, and basically you'll have to deal with one open one, but unless the battle goes on for more than 2 minutes, you won't have to deal with another one. So far fewer of them. The other thing I wanted to mention was I saw Eileen Dragonfire there. She will be happy to know when I did the 4 buffs, or the 3 buffs that I put into the Rise as rewards, since we didn't have loot to go live with that. Is it snowing? I think it's snowing. But since I was doing 3, I figured, well, I'll do 1 more. And I did a 4th buff that is something that I talked about before, which is a party buff. It's not just a dance party buff. It's really a social event buff. But it's one that I will give out some potions to some people who want to run social events. And when you use the potion, it will create an AE effect that a field, I think right now I'm using Ring of Fireball switched over the effect I'm using on it. I don't have graphics for that part of it yet, but I'll switch it over to something a little less dangerous looking. But anyways, whoever's running the social event, if they want to, they can use the potion. It will summon that effect that will last for 2 hours. It'll basically be a Ring of Fire type thing that you can walk into it and get a buff, just like you can get a buff from a shrine or something like that. But it'll be one specific to parties, to social events. So people who are throwing events, whether it's a PvP, contest, or a dance party, or a jousting, or a horse race, or whatever you want to do. Those will be there as a way to entice some people who, are on the edge and thinking, maybe I'll go to it, maybe I won't. And they're like, well, I don't want to travel over there for your social event. Well, this will be another thing to nudge them to travel over and come join you guys. So hopefully that'll get a few more people to these social events and get them off the fence. So the new buffs, I see Gwendolyn just asked, are the buffs on a different channel? The Rise buffs are all on their own channel. You can only have one at a time. The buff from the social event is on its own channel. It will not replace another one. I actually started looking into a number of new things that I could add for it. One was going to be, and this one is not in there yet, but it's one of the ones I'm looking at, is making a buff that will let you get an extra shrine or an extra item on a channel, so you can get one extra shrine buff at a time. But anyways, looking at all those cool ways to give you guys rewards. I know not everybody just wants loot or just wants experience. Sometimes, you're out for that type of stuff, and it's giving those type of party buffs or event buffs or reward for you completed a puzzle buff type thing. is something I feel it's kind of like a consumable where it's something you're going to do over and over again. It gives you a reason to do it over and over again. I see Versago 2099 said defense buff is nice. So for the buffs and the rise, it sounds like people have already been there and found them, but just for the quick summary, I did one that is a tamer buff because we got a lot of tamers out there, and I know you guys love your tamers. Ways to help with your taming stuff. There's one that is a tank buff, and then there is one that I believe is a caster / crafter buff. Trying to remember. You guys might want to. You guys might be able to correct me on that, but I think that's what I ended up on. But last week or so has been a bit of a blur. So let's see. So I never made it up to the next level. Keith, how do I get the elevator to come down? You're not. Nope. You're not talking. We can't hear you. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
You need to get a key
Oh.
to unlock. When you get a key, you would use it at that panel that you're at, and then when you use it at the panel, then it unlocks the levers for the elevator. For that single elevator, there are 3 elevators, one for each ring in the Panopticon.
Give me your keys.
A dev, so you could just cheat and fly up if you wanted to.
I know I can. I'll go ahead and do that since we're running low on time here and we haven't answered any questions.
Here's a question. Seth wants to know how to reach the destroyers on the map border. Like I said before, you have to try to find your way up. There's a lot of rocks on the mountain wall, and they're not all flattish. So I've been able to watch some people sort of bounce from rock to rock and get all the way up and over the lip. So that's how you do that. And then the Mad Chef of Xenos asks, are there any Easter eggs on the scene? Please don't say what they are, how many, just some hints of areas to look. There are, right now, smallish Easter eggs. There's nothing big. There's no, well, I'm not supposed to say, I guess, but there's nothing huge. Odd French Guy points out the blacksmith station is the wrong way around. Did I spin that at some point? Blacksmith. Crafty station is on the right side. Okay, so I'll check into that stuff. Chris is, if you look, you see he's like standing on spikes. Those spikes will do a little bit of damage to him.
Not to me.
Not you.
I'm a cheater.
Yeah.
I'm in GM Ghost or God mode.
Yeah. So the Easter eggs are just small things. They're not. They're more flavor than really. They're not great draws. Over time, I'll probably add like little additional things here and there. Obviously, I'm still going back in the scene and adding quests and things like that. So there'll be some stuff in there. Chris is looking right now at like our kind of standard prison bench, which is a seat, it's a 2-seater. Against the outer wall of the ring, I took that same bench and I stretched it a little bit and I made a bed out of it. So if Chris looks at the outer wall, he'll see the little alcoves and there's a bed in there. So if anyone wants to go and pretend that they're a prisoner and trying to sleep in the middle of this freezing area, then they can try and do that.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask the question that I think everybody really wants to know.
Yeah.
Which is, how large is this, and what size lot would it take for this to fit on?
I don't know how you fit it on anything because it hangs from the canyon wall. You would have to. I don't know. It's probably pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's really something that would be great for a player on town. I think it would just bog it down. Yeah, it's a little easier to put in a scene like this because there's no housing or lots or any of that stuff on here. There's not, thousands of player lights and objects all around. There's still a lot of stuff here, all these rocks all around it, but they're not. The rocks don't do anything, so it's a little more forgiving. But if you look at it, like there's 8 cells in each of the 3 levels.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple doors per cell. There's a separate elevator in the middle, which has 3 elevators. There's a lot going on with the scene. I guess if Travis or Damien wants to make a copy and try to pick it apart.
might
lose some of the magic.
I think it would lose some of the magic, and also I think it's too big even for like a castle lot, just from eyeballing it. And yeah, can you imagine like if you had a town with like 10 of these in there, like what that'd do to the performance?
Yeah, it would just kill it.
This bottom area might work though.
The bottom could. It's the pieces of what we call our Arctic castle set that we got, and I recolored, changed the textures on a bunch of pieces, but for the most part, it's kind of out of the box and probably pretty simple.
Yeah, we haven't done any new houses in a while. I know we occasionally get people requesting new houses, and we've trying to, and we haven't made a big secret, we're trying to focus more on bug fixes, content, actual play content, rather than focusing on monetization stuff. So that's part of why housing, building new houses has not been a big priority for anybody. But when there's low-hanging fruit like this, that's just because we don't want to spend that time on it. In the time we spend to do a new house, we could do several, a big chunk of a scene. But
yeah, people like this, the bottom piece. I'll work with the other guys and set up something.
Might be doable. Trying to think if there's a way this could be like broken apart into chunks and just be given as decos that they could put together. Forget if we have this wall section or not already as a deco. I couldn't quite make this though. This does look much cooler. And that barrel keeps blowing up on me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's do some questions here. We haven't got through a ton of questions. I got a bunch more that came in since we did them last. You guys got any picked out?
I just did the two that related to my stuff.
Okay, cool.
I can't say that Belt. I think it's Belt Masterworks. B thinks he fixed that. Bezos. I think he fixed that, and that should be in this patch. I have not verified it myself, but you guys can let us know. The Belt Masterwork.
Oh, being able to masterwork a belt.
Yeah, being able to masterwork a belt, I believe so. Also, I tried to put in a soft cap for fishing for bait recovery. So rather than a hard cap, and apparently I made it either too soft or my math is hard kicked in. I'll get my 7-year-old to help me with the math next time, but according to Elgarion, he got it 100, what'd you say? You did 100 bait uses and it used 1?
125 casts and it used 0.
It used 0. Okay, well that's a pretty good ratio there. That's maybe you just got lucky?
Yeah, right.
Okay, well anyway, so just know that that's not going to stay that way, so I will get that fixed. I will look into it. It had a hard cap on it before, and I was removing the hard cap to replace it with a soft cap. So just so you know, right now this would be the time to go fish if you want to fish overnight or whatever. You won't use any bait. You can save all your worms. But let's see. You guys pick out any questions yet?
Yeah, I got one from Bridge Troll. Since they are finite, can you add an ancient essence to the salvage of old artifacts to help ease in the new requirement? New requirement's probably just that I've added ancient essences into the requirements of the upgrade recipes for artifacts. And that's actually to address the fact that they're too readily available, ancient essences. Artifacts drop very regularly now. They're in so many loot tables. And they also drop on from ghosts and ghost scorpions. You have lots of options, and you may continue to get additional options of how they present and loot. But keep in mind, the old artifacts, they technically can salvage into essences. The first salvage, though, Gwendolyn Obscure asked me to re-explain this to folks that are confused by it. So all the artifacts and crafted gear for a different reason, but the same reason. All the artifacts had to be duplicated, and the new version of the artifacts were attached to all the loot tables and all the recipes and upgrade recipes. And the old version of artifacts will slowly phase out of the economy, and for now you just salvage them, and it'll turn it into a low durability version of the new artifact, and that way you can use it in your upgrade recipes. But if you wanted the ancient essence from it, you just salvage it again, and then it's because it's a new version artifact that's would salvage into the ancient essences just like the old versions used to. So that functionality is still there. You just have to do it 2 times.
And I just want. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, but yeah, that's basically we'll continue to monitor, how readily available ancient essences are, because they're going to be added to increasing number of recipes, and then as time goes on, if I see those player merchant prices where they're going up, or if the number of ancient essences destroyed to the number that are created in the economy seems really out of whack, continue to add them to loot tables, and give you guys fun ways to obtain them rather than just dumping them into a salvage table, like adding more, and then.
And I just saw someone say this area is this is a really fun map. I just want to point out, if you're watching me go through this, keep in mind, like when I was actually walking around like a player, it was just down here in the bottom small section there. Sometimes when I fly around, or you see a GM fly around like this, it can make a big area feel small. But this area does feel quite large, and it is pretty big. Just don't get fooled by me flying around and making it appear small. I showed you the whole thing right there, right? When you're actually in there and you're, first person, third person, whatever, instead of flying around, it feels pretty huge.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of scenes that are vertical.
Yep.
So even if the bottom feels relatively big, don't forget there's multiple levels above you to get to in the Panopticon rings.
I'm going to try to tear through a few questions here, because we're already getting late in the stream, and we have a lot of prizes giveaway, and then we got a lot of prizes to read, and then I got a lot of people to thank for amazing work on doing getting 4 levels completed, I think. I don't think they quite got 5. I didn't.
We got the videos to watch too. For the
that's that. We got a lot to do here.
Screenshots.
Okay, I'll just go through a couple here real quick. Dinharu Live asks, there was a rumor spreading throughout the community that critical damage was nerfed when a clip of Dinharu hitting a coup de grace for 12k surfaced. Would anyone care to comment on these allegations? Okay, first, I think he just wanted me to read out him hitting for 12k on stream as a little humble brag. Actually, not even humble brag, just a brag. I have not seen that video that you speak of, and I'm not aware of any nerfing to PvE. I think 2 releases ago there was some nerfing to max damage for PvP stuff, but I don't think the damage has changed in a significant way, other than a few things here and there, but no global critical damage change. And coup de grace is one of those crazy skills, but of course it's got a very specific, if you don't know much about it, it's got a very specific, they have to be nearly dead already for you to land a big hit there. So, but 12k, that's a pretty nice hit. Ehonda says, would it be possible to get some new ghost deco pets, or an option for existing ones, have them only spawn at night and then vanish during the day? That's kind of neat, having them vanish at night. We already have some of that tech, but I think that's for our NPCs. But like anything where it's something we already have that we can turn into a deco pet for you guys to use how you want is great. Also, there was a new shield skill that is in the new patch that is out now. It did not make it in there. I actually checked it in, and then we went and looked, and my check-in was an empty change list, so it did not get in. But it's in there now. Let's see. Puddlefoot21 asks, when will practice dummies be fixed? I'm not sure if there's actually something broke with them, or if he's just asking to troll Devil Cult and they're working fine. And Vesper says it is in, have it confirmed. Did practice dummies break again? Are you guys just trying to stress Devil Cult out? Is that what's going on? Bar Brady, is Air Shield the only magic shield that can be debuffed? If so, will other magic shields be able to be debuffed in the name of balance? That is not how it works. Air Shield is something people are so passionate about. Do you hear anybody else passionate about other shields when they get changed or anything? There are no other shields that are anywhere near the power where people are build entire builds around a skill. And there's a certain skill that is so incredibly powerful that you make entire builds around it and farm entire, work just on that one skill, just trying to get it a little more powerful, it's a sign that there's something wrong with that skill. The other shield skills are pretty, if they were completely removed from the game, a few tanks would probably shrug, but no one would do that. If Shield of Air was removed from the game, obviously people lose their mind when things happen that can debuff them. So I don't plan on doing it, but again, the real reason it was in there, it's not that it's being removed, it's an effect that has a duplicate channel. For those who weren't there that release, I don't remember what release it was, maybe 15 or so. The reason those get removed is you get into a feedback loop when you start having things that have both I convert damage into focus lost, and I convert focus lost into damage, which is kind of what those two things do together if you had them both on at the same time. And basically when that would happen, people would just explode if you had the two of them on at the same time, because it would be a massive feedback loop. But anyways, I did, again, for this patch, the Shield of Air focus cost went down significantly, because what I was seeing, and this was in response to how often high-level players are having their Shield of Air removed, and they felt like they couldn't recast it because the focus cost was high enough that it was causing problems. You recast it, and you got a Torpid Torment on there. Well, you cast it to get rid of the Torpid Torment, and you do 300 points of damage to yourself or something like that. So the focus cost for it is removed, or was dropped significantly because of that. Did you guys have any last questions you wanted to?
I got 2 or 3 I can knock out real quick.
Okay, go for it. I'm going to start clicking the button for giveaways.
So we've got Crossfire Bug's Eye says, Elgarion ceramic can't be turned back into clay, not possible. Instead, maybe add ceramic chips. Well, ceramic should be giving you, when you salvage, it's one of the new mundane salvage items, ceramic bowls, etc. Should be giving you right now balls of clay. I was looking at the existing recipes with clay blocks and stuff, and I was like, I probably should treat this more like a fragment thing, like almost like a gem fragment. But so balls of clay, quartz, and bone dust or bone powder. I think it's bone powder. Those 3 are newly introduced things that are coming up in salvage. Quartz has actually been kind of around for a bit. Well, they're going to be added to recipes coming up. Bone powder, most especially, in like alchemy and stuff. When I get to all the potion stuff, so start stockpiling that stuff because it's going to come in very handy. Yeah, balls of clay. Essentially, there will be a recipe to turn it into a clay block. Just haven't gotten to that yet, and that'll definitely be in for R90.
Go ahead.
And then we have somebody asking. This is Keyman of Soar. What good are the shrines that give attenuation? Well, that would suck if they gave attenuation. I agree. So they give attunement, and that gives you more magical bonuses. Based on what school of magic it's for. And then we also have somebody. This is I can't remember who it asked, but they're asking, when is the Envy Bow going to be socketed? It was Alexander Soda. Soon. I'll when I'm doing all those components, I'm going to try to get a handful of the artifacts that can't be tiered. They'll be tiered, and also I'll look to see if they can be socketed and enchanted, and they'll be uniform with everything else. When I get to them, and it'll probably be for the components and all those tierings of all those things. A bunch of work in R90 and R91, so you see big batches of it, maybe 50%, hopefully. Yeah.
All right, cranking out some prizes, and we will also need to go through the list and thank some people there. This is another one of those things that changed. Thanks for pointing that out, Sannio. Just reset my character for playthrough stuff here, so I don't have hardly any spells or skills. But this is one, I'm going to do some more adjustments on this. But this is one for long-time players. Well, it don't even have to be long time. If you were here last release, you knew that night vision was absolutely hideous. I'm still going to make some more adjustments to it, but the problem was we had this way that you could see, and you could see a lot better than you could with just a light, but it made the game look horrible.
It was really, the green was pretty strong, and I guess they were trying for like a army, modern army night vision sort of view. And it was okay, but it really sort of killed the beauty of a lot of scenes, especially if you were in that scene for a long time. And so the changes you're making now with the night vision are much better. You can still see it's it's different. You know, it's not the normal lighting, but it's not ruining the beauty of the scene.
Yeah, I'll make some adjustments to this. The other thing that is, then again, we try to give you choices on things, and right now light spell, this is what night vision does, and then this is what a light spell does. And of course, this scene isn't super dark, but the night vision is so much more practical. So I'm going to be adding in some more stuff to try and balance this out, so it actually becomes a choice again. Because right now it's hardly even a choice. It wasn't a choice before, even though it made the screen ugly. But I'll be adding in some. I'm trying to figure out whether to add some small buff to the light spell, or just up the ambient light during the light spell and bring the ambient light down a little bit on the night vision. But anyways, there'll be some more tuning for it, so it can be a choice. Some people want to use light spell, some will want to use night vision, but it's not just a why are you using light, because night vision is so much better type thing. So, but the main things, we wanted to make it so it was not hideously ugly when people were streaming, and also making you guys play the game in a hideous ugly mode. So let's see, we got to do 6 of these prisonings. You want to start reading off some, or actually, I guess I can show some videos. You put those in the link in the chat, right?
Yeah, and the videos and the screenshots are in sequence of first, second, third place.
Okay, so does that mean I showed the second one first?
I think that's the way you went last time. Second,
all right.
Third, then first, I think.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember how I make this work. Let's see. I think I'm just going to do it the dummy way again. Hold on.
Let's see if I see another question I can answer.
Oh, what was that sound? Hold on, I'm working on it. All right. Anyways, here's the second place winner. I got audio on? I think audio's on. Here we go. I'll turn it up a little bit. And what were these videos for? What was the contest?
It's the monthly screenshot contest. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a link and screenshot and video contest. And when I go through the upcoming events and stuff like that, I'll kind of describe also how the contest has 2 new concepts kind of placed into it. Here's the link to the forum post if you guys want to get involved in the contest.
And brought to earth the lion down. Then cried the lion in his need, when he the warrior saw, "Oh, aid me quick, King Dideric, to escape the dragon's claw."
This is a pretty long video here.
King Dideric, for the mighty god thou fearst, a lion save for the lion brave, which on thy shield thou bearst. Come to my rescue, thou noble king, help me for thy name. Upon thy targe I stand at large, glittering like a flame. Long stood he, King Dideric, deep musing thereupon. At length he cried, "Whatever betide, I'll help thee, noble one." It was Sir King Dideric, his good sword bare he made. With courage fraught the worm he fought, till blood tinged all the blade. The gallant lord would not delay, so fast his blows he dealt. He hacked and gored until his sword was sundered at the hilt. The lindworm took him upon her back, the horse beneath her tongue. To her mountain den she hurried then, to her 11 young. The horse she cast before her young, the man in a nook she throws. Assuage your greed upon the steed, but I will to repose. I pray ye feed upon the steed, at present no more I can. When I upleap, refreshed from sleep, we'll feast upon the man. It was Sir King Dideric, in the hill he searched around, then helped by the lord, the famous sword, called Adelring he found. Aye, there he found so sharp a sword, and a knife with a golden heft. King Siegfried, be God's grace with thee, for here thy life was reft. I've been with thee in many a fight, in many an inroad too, but that thy doom had been in this tomb, I never knew. It was Sir King Dideric who proved the falchion's might. He hewed upon the flinty stone till all around was light. It was the youngest lindworm saw the sparks the hill illume. Who dares awake the fiery snake in her own sleeping room? The lindworm gnashed its teeth with rage, its grinning fangs it showed. Who dares awake the mother snake within her own abode? Then spake the other little ones from the dark nooks of the hill, If from her sleep the old one leap, 'twill fare with thee but ill. Then answered Sir King Dideric, his eyes with fury gleam, I will awake your mother snake with chilly dream.
So I just want to say this is really good dialogue, and I'm enjoying it, but it's also not even halfway through yet. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next one so we can get through these guys without it being 6:30. I've already seen some people in Europe saying they're cashing out for the evening because it's too late. So let me jump to the next. This is the third place prize.
And let me go ahead and that was second place. That was the Mad Chef of Xenos, aka Sorgan Texacal. Congratulations, and they won a village, a player-owned town village lot deed, tradable.
Congratulations! All right, here's third place.
And if I recall, this one doesn't have sound to it, so let me double check. Yeah, so congratulations. This is a really nice kind of cycle going from fishing all the way to the crafting and then putting it on their vendor. And you'll see that there's like some young fish laying around, so some new features that have been added to the game recently. And the winner for this prize, this was Delane Lachlan, and they won a player-owned town, a tradable player-owned town rollout deed. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's neat showing the whole process, start to finish.
Oh, and Matt Shep to Xenos, if you change the category of your video to be not for children, I can link it to our site. It was blocking me from doing that because it was marked as for children. And our site, I guess, is not or something. I don't know.
All right, and first place here
I'm going to do a
goes
quick
to...
intro because probably the vast majority
Not
of the people
this.
that click on
I
this
don't
video.
know what that is. That was an autoplay. Here we go. 10 minutes.
Yeah, there'll be one part I can show you where it's looking down on the avatar laying on a block over a cliff. You can once it shows that for a little bit, you can skip past that because it does it for a little while, and then it gets to some more variation and what they do. But they have a great soundtrack, very dreamy. Yeah, this part right here, it just does this for some a certain duration that's kind of long, and then you can skip past that. But it's a lot of dreamy, awesome music that they kind of placed into it, and lots of love for showing how awesome the Well of Aldur is. They even show some wyvern fight scenes and do some combat music. They did a really good job. This is Save the Grill. Congratulations, you win a tradable player-owned town lot deed. Congratulations. I mean, it really makes those wyverns look pretty scary.
No, this is great. This is showing off tons of good stuff.
And I'll get all three of these published to social media on Monday and spread the word best I can about your YouTube channels. Thanks you so much, guys, for the hard work. And these videos really do help us show off the game. I couldn't do this nearly as good. This is amazing.
Yeah, and
some of this is better than our actual official trailer.
The extra bonus is when you have something that's really good like this, and I think it shows the game well, really all of them. But when we put it on our social media, sometimes I'll go and promote those because I've actually seen that some of our best click-through and best attachment rates are from videos like this that are just player-made videos showing off the game. Which the bonus to you is that if you have like a YouTube channel or whatever, you get a lot of clicks and you get a lot of likes out of it. So. Free advertisement for your YouTube channel. Now, this is great, showing off the whole scene. Yeah, I'd show the whole thing. This is 10 minutes of awesome in here. All right, well, I'll let that run in the background. Let me see if I can just move that down so we can make that. Oh wait, that's going to be over you guys.
Then we got the 3 screenshots, and I posted those in chat too, and they're in sequence as well.
All right, well, let me get those guys up. 1 second.
Now, 2 of these winners, the first and third place, they were actual kitchens. 2 people had the same idea as to what to submit for their screenshot. And real great displays of the variety of different food decorations we have. And of course, we have the new young fish, which is what they were kind of showcasing, because that's part of the screenshot and video contest, is to showcase the latest 3 releases of stuff, kind of show it off, and it really helps us so we can use it for social media and stuff. But these are really well done screenshots. And then we've got another one from Shrine. Shrine won last month as well, and another Shrine won this month.
Okay. Hold on, working on it. All right, I'm gonna try to do. I'm not sure where this is gonna pop up. Oh, where did it go?
Are you trying to show the screenshots, or are you still doing the video?
I was trying to get the screenshot set up and ready to go. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so this will be second place here. I'll go ahead and turn the music down on this guy and just leave it in the background for some nice, relaxing music. Let's see. Oh, now you guys are full screen. Hold on. This is second place. Right?
Yep, and this is a nighttime view of a shrine collection, a shrine area in Mysteria, and this was submitted by Irish Eyes. Congratulations, Irish Eyes! You win a tradable player-owned town village lot deed.
All right, and here is third place. There you go.
And Taming Extraordinaire Gwendolyn Obscuro, congratulations! You're the third place winner, so you've earned a tradable player-owned town rollout deed. Oh, and of course, everybody's going to get the Master of the Arts title, in-game title as well, delivered to them.
All right, and then first place, drum roll, please. Right there, it's up.
So same concept. They did a kitchen, and they were even doing some new, like a tech change, not really tech change, but a settings change for castle walls, because you'll notice they got their crafting stations and all that stuff up on a castle wall in one of the towers. That's kind of new. So, but lots of like young fish laying around there. You see a young tiger shark laying on the butcher block and stuff. So fantastic job with that as well. They were all very close to quality. It was a tough decision, but I was just trying to measure like how many new stuff they had and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they're really nice guys. Thank you so much.
Yep, well done.
Don't forget, guys, that we didn't really have nearly as many entries this month as we did last month, and I'll link it one more time in chat. But pretty easy way to get some deeds, and also to help us promote the game is, let us see what you're seeing in game. See something artistic, take a screenshot and throw it in there, especially if it's got new content. And keep in mind, I've added 2 new possibilities to what you can submit for in the next month, and that's for screenshots. You can either do R88, 87, or 86, I'm sorry, R89, 88, or 87 items. Or you can submit a screenshot for Spindleskog. And that's going to be to see which, and that was going to be a special resolution. I indicated it on the forum thread. That's for a load screen image for Spindleskog, and we'll change it out to whoever gets that winner. So your screenshot will be featured in the video game, and of course we'll use it for media publications as well. And then for the videos, same concept. R89, 88, and 87 content, that you would like to show off, but there's a fourth possibility, and we're going to be doing this every month, switching to a new game system. And if you want to do either a tutorial or a just show off a game system, you can do that as well. And the first game system we would like to spotlight is deck building. So you could either, just show how awesome it is, or you can actually try to guide people through it. And old videos are acceptable for that. That way, it'll just be bringing them to our attention again, because we've probably seen them before, but it'll help us remind us where they're at and stuff. And just remind, there is a requirement for that, though, is that anything in the video would have to show current UI that's in the game.
All right. Well, I got a bunch of people to thank here, and we've got a bunch of other things to talk about, and we're already way over our time. So let me just go through real quick and thank all the people who made the 6 rounds of prizes possible here. We have thank you to Callie Thulu for the follow. Guillermo Pro 231, thank you for the follow. Koimiko 1808, thank you for the follow. Seth Avea, thank you for the 500 bits. Plaid Weasel for the follow. Lovely Vivid for the Ray Dices. Let's see, and we did get to Hype Train 4. Dices multiple times. Big Tex Game. Submarine Mike for giving out 5. Asmodi Mule. Let's see. Treasure Pile. Shadow Vice, U235 Sentinel, Eileen Dragonfire. I'll make sure and get you some of those social potions so you can start having another thing to entice people to come to your parties. And Radicus 2K, Mandalar, Hollyhawk, pt2 1988. Radicus some more. Man, you guys are all over the place here. Trying to not repeat names. There's some people who gave a bunch of times there. Red Hammers, the Sometimes Lurker, Mad Chef of Xenos, congrats on your win just now. Irish Eyes, thank you for all the stuff you do for the community. Mad Chef of Xenos again. Red Hammer, Mandalar for 1,000 bits. Drink, Dr. Hernbrand. Yes, I'm getting close here. Save the big ones for last. There, Mandalar again for another 1,000. Big Tex Games, Red Hammers, Puddlefoots. Aaron Doom, Mandalar some more. Mandalar's doing an amazing thing there, but of course the guy who pushed us up to 4 there, I think, was Thori Kamara. Give a plug for his town, Ironhall. I'm sure he's got a few spots left in his town. He's got a pretty big town, but well laid out. Nice. We'll stream from there sometime soon. Tomcat DE, Hollyhawk, Stymeat, Long Live the Syndicate, Ben Cannoli, Versago. Yeah, a lot of generosity here. This is good. It's last day of the month, too, so I think that Steam does like their cutoff. So this used to be our taco money. We do this for taco money, but we can't meet for tacos anymore. But Thori Kamara, of course, I think he probably gave like 10,000 bits or something and all there, so him and Mandalar helped carry you guys over there. So the next part, you guys can say thank you to those guys and to Ironhall. Who wants to read the names and who wants to read the prizes?
It's up to you, Keith.
Keith, you want to read prizes? I'll read the names?
Hope you're muted again.
Well, if you could talk.
I'll do the prizes,
You'll do the prizes, all right.
not the names.
Yep.
There's
Right.
six of them there. You got to read off 6 prizes for each. Oh, wait, I got to read the character. I'm doing the names. You're doing the prizes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing
Okay, go for it.
Ready? All right. First is the Bolton Maroon Leather Chesterfield Sofa and Chair.
And I just want to point out, I have not looked. We may have some duplicate names in there, but we just roll with it at this point when we're giving away like 20 or 30 things like this. We don't worry about people getting 2 things. If you want to be nice, though, you can give it to somebody else once we send it to you. Lateralist Stinkfist is the first. Punk Beach, second. Dr. Hernbrand. Nikki Smith. Tanis Solos. And Zyrinx Zaccharum. Next.
Next thing is the white Lepus mask. Is that how you say it? Lepus?
Yep. Azira Fali Aries Stoner Abzilla. Dutarum Teru Combi. And Gadfrey Zooks.
All right. Next prize is the flower crown.
Which goes to Volbrig Clinking Beard, Tioral, Leagues Along, B Striker, Blaze Garsink, and Durhelm Highmore. I'm nailing these.
Next is the thorn wand.
Which goes to Viper Mortal, Proudfoot Underhill, Tantalus, Chosen Dragon, Deepfire Lanavel, and Z.
And then the final prize is the spring fountain with floating candles.
They're claiming that Blaze wins every week. I think they might be right. But Valisis Harfang, Padded Paw, Shaman, Fit, FYT, Bridge Troll, and Parsival Smith. I think Bridge Troll may win every week too.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. Let's see. You've got a bunch of prize. Do you have other prize stuff to read off?
Yeah, I've got
there?
to do a fishing contest really quick, and then
Okay.
the treasure hunting contest.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and knock out the fishing contest. Just linked it just a minute ago, guys. Lots of participants this month. So and this is month 2, because remember we used to do weeks. Month 2 with this new monthly cycle, and this is all in freshwater here for the player-owned towns. For first place, a king salmon measuring in at 2.75 ambiguous units fished out of Mysteria. B Striker, congratulations, you win a player-owned town village lot deed and a large gold fishing trophy and a title. We've got the second place as a king salmon fished out of Mysteria at 2.694 ambiguous units. Galorn Hammer Throw, congratulations, player-owned town row lot deed and large gold silver fishing trophy rather and a title. And then a king salmon measuring at 2.582 ambiguous units, also out of Mysteria, fished out by Samat Thomas. Congratulations, a diable fishing rod and a large bronze fishing trophy and a title coming your way. For the NPC Town winners, we've got first place, a tiger shark fished out of Brittany Alleys, measuring at 4.816 ambiguous units. Angle, congratulations, you win a player-owned town village lot deed and large gold fishing trophy and a title. We've got another tiger shark. Oh wow, it was 3 tiger sharks out of the NPC towns. Another tiger shark measuring at 4.217 ambiguous units. Fiero Steel. That was also, although that was out of Brittany Wharfs. Player on town rollout deed and large silver fishing trophy and a title. Geppetto Ereshkigal. Also a third place winner, also fished out a tiger shark measuring at 4.126 ambiguous units out of Brittany Alleys. He wins a diable fishing rod, a large bronze fishing trophy, and a title. And then for the 3 PvP winners out of the PvP scene, and this time it was Blood Bay, all 3 winners came from. That's probably because it's where the lava fishing could be done. We've got the Dunkleosteus, measuring at 6.869 ambiguous units, fished out by Proudfoot Underhill, wins the player on town village lot deed, large gold fishing trophy and a title. We got Luan Zhang, fished out a plesiosaurus measuring in 6.494 ambiguous units, wins a player on town rollout deed and a large silver fishing trophy and a title. And we've got Sorgan Texacal, fished out of Dunkleosteus, 4.363 ambiguous units, diable fishing rod and a large bronze fishing trophy and a title. We're going to congratulations. And what do we got? We got one more. We got the lava fishing contest, and this was looks like all of our winners. Nope, we got both locations. We got Exeter Crag Mines had winners, and also Bunker C. So Nubby Wriggles fished out a plesiosaurus out of Exeter Crag Mines, 7.783 ambiguous units, wins a player on town village lot deed, a large gold fishing trophy and a title. Arcus Blackwing, second place winner, plesiosaurus at 6.42 ambiguous units, wins a player on town rollout deed and a large silver fishing trophy and a title. And we've got Delane Lachlan, third place winner, fished out a Dunkleosteus out of Bunker C, measuring at 6.156 ambiguous units, wins a diable fishing rod, a large bronze fishing trophy, and a title. And that's it for the fishing contest. Congratulations, guys. And for the treasure hunting contest, we had 3 winners for the PvE location, 3 winners for the PvP location. PvE location this time was at Crag Mines. Nubby Earwiggles managed to obtain 642 sulfurous ash, first place winner, and that was the thing that you had to loot for this contest on that side. Player on Town Village Light Deed going his way with a large sword in the stone trophy and a title. Let's see here, what do we got? And the second place winner, Graham Wormsbane, got 363 sulfurous ash out of Etzer Crag Mines. A player on Town Rollout Deed and a medium sword in the stone trophy and titles coming his way. And Arcus Blackwing managed to get his hands on 350 sulfurous ash out of Etzer Crag Mines, and he's going to get a Resurrection Ankh and a small sword in the stone trophy and a title. And let's see here, for the PvP location, everybody picked Bled Bay. And Graham's Wormbane, congratulations, you won twice in this contest. And this was for pure elemental sand, and he managed to get 357 pure elemental sands out of Blood Bay. He's going to win a player on Town Village Light Deed, a large PvP shard trophy and a title. And let's see here, Sorgan Texicol, second place winner with 343 pure elemental sands, wins a player on Town Roll ID, medium PvP shard trophy and the title. And Revenant, third place winner, and there's a huge disparity in the amount between second and third place. He only had 25 pure elemental sands, and he came in third place. So he wins a Resurrection Chaos, a small PvP shard trophy, and a title. Congratulations, all you guys.
Congratulations. And I see I've got an error going on here. All you guys probably see, well, you can see the little flickering down at the bottom there. Apparently, that exception is in a number of places there. So I'm going to get that patch out for you as early as I can tomorrow. But again, all you guys, you won't see the flickering part there. I just want to warn you that apparently with this patch, there's going to be some more hitching in areas that are causing the area. Won't be as bad as what I'm doing. This is a dev client, but I will get a fix in for that immediately. And it looks like it's going to make some areas not as much fun as they should be. But maybe I'll turn on double experience or half again experience points for the weekend just to make up for it. But I was showing off, someone was asking about the Rise, and the new area in the Rise is here. If you look up in the corner there, oh, you guys are covering it up. Hold on a second. If you look up in the corner up there, right up there is the new entrance to the Rise. I'll let you guys figure out how to get there. Hopefully I fixed it so you can't blink up there, although people are probably going to tell me you can. But I think we're ready here. I've already got who we're going to raid picked out just because they deserve it. Unless, do we have anything else we need to go over here before I give them a...
I don't, because I've really just been reading out the new events, and I think just giving them the link to the page is probably good enough. But especially since you said we're running a little behind. So I just linked the upcoming events page, guys, and there's lots of fantastic events and things that have been going on. Please check it out. Don't forget, we've got new objectives for the Catnip Games monthly fishing tourney and the screenshot and video contest, and of course the monthly treasure hunting contest and as well.
And I see Gwendolyn saying, and I completely trust her, that the 1.5 XP is already on. Did I not know that? Is that true? I sure thought I turned that off. Maybe I did not turn it off. Or maybe the new code I added for that has a bug in it, so it's not turning off at all. But I'll go look at that. Well, then we'll say we're leaving it on if it's on, and tomorrow I'll turn it on if it's not already on. But Oracle gives 1,500. Yeah, it's a pretty good metric for it. But yeah, so we'll leave it on for a little bit longer until after the weekend here to make up for this. But I thought that would have actually been turned off. But right up there is the entrance to the Rise. Let me go ahead and GM Ghost up there. But just because he's been doing such a great job streaming, we're actually all watching him and getting feedback from him. Coswald Dirthmeyer's streaming right now, and I'm going to give him a raid. He's been doing a great job finding bugs for us and testing stuff for us. So, did we have anything else? Anybody? Last chance?
No, sir.
Nope.
We read off the prizes, we read off the winners, we showed off the videos, we're posting links to them, we talked about stuff, we didn't answer all the questions as always, but let's go get them. I gotta go fix some bugs. But here we come, Coswald. You guys will not, I repeat, not be hearing me sing. I know that upsets some of you, but no singing this time around. Guys, thank you so much. This release was a little bit rougher than I wanted, but it was better than I expected, to be honest. Coming in Monday, it was really scary for me. So, but looks like I did manage to break some stuff here at the last minute. So I will get that cleared up as soon as possible, though. Hopefully tomorrow morning early with the build. But guys, again, thank you so much. Go try out some of the new content. The new skill is now available in the latest client. And sorry about the exceptions that are going on. Again, the side effect you'll see from that is that it's you're getting a little more hitching and lag quicker than you normally would if you're in a scene that has it. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it right now, but I will get it cleaned up for tomorrow morning. But guys, thank you so much. Let's go raid. Be safe out there, and we will see you next week, and we'll get a patch out for you tomorrow morning. See ya.